This is going to be another life talk. I'm going to need some markers. This is a timeline of life, and this applies to everyone. There's a time of our birth, and there's a time of our death. And then there's all of this time in between. And we all have different times, we all have different lengths, but it stands to reason that generally we all have a good amount of time from the day we're born till the day we die. And I hope we can all agree that someday we're gonna die. That's kind of important to getting all of this. There's a name for all of this time, this empty space right here. And I like to call this time right here potential. So from the moment that we're born, you can think of it as a clean slate. So we're born and there aren't any requirements put on us, and there's nothing that we have to do, and it's not like we have to go to a 9-to-5 job right out of the womb. No one's really expecting anything of us except that we're gonna cry a lot, and we're probably gonna eat a lot, and we're gonna sleep a lot. But other than that, not really many requirements. So we start out with a clean slate, and as we get older and our brain matures, as we mature as people, we start getting more responsibilities, and there are more obligations we have to fulfill. But more importantly than that, there's also the question of what we want to do with our lives, and that's where the potential comes in. That's where you start to think that all this time here is yours. It's all your time. It's whatever this time is whatever you make of it. So that's why I like to think of it as potential. It's potential for you to do whatever you want, to make your life whatever you want. And for anyone ever struggling with like motivation, and that's something that a lot of people struggle with. It's something that I struggle with too from time to time, because there are some times you just don't feel like doing anything. And in times like that, I like to ask myself one simple question, and you can think about the potential and all of that time that you have from the second you're born till the moment that you die. And you can simply think, okay, from the moment I'm born, I just have all this time to sit around and wait until my inevitable death, which is gonna come like, no matter what I do. So I can sit around and wait until that time comes, or I can do something with my time. I can make something of myself. I can go out into the world and try to make the world a bit more of a better place than when I came into it. To leave the world a little better than when you first came into it. And I like to ask myself the question, do you have anything better to do? So you're born, and then it's potential. It's possibility. The time is yours. You don't have to do anything if you don't want to, and that's kind of the remarkable part. It's the remarkable part of all of this time. It's one aspect of it. It's one possibility. You don't have to go out. You don't have to try and make the world a better place. You could simply sit in your house every day and not do anything, and not aspire to be anything, and no one's gonna have a problem. And that's motivating too, because no matter what you want to accomplish in your life, or what you never accomplish in your life, no one cares what you do. And that doesn't really seem motivating. I could see how you wouldn't think that's motivating, but it is, because it makes you realize that you have to take your own life, in your own hands. You have to be responsible for your own life. You have to hold yourself accountable, because no one else cares what you do with your life. So if you sit in your house your entire life, from the moment you're born to the moment that you die, no one's going to care. No one cares if you don't accomplish what you set out to do. So coming back to that whole time thing, you can think on average you have, we'll say you have 65 to 70 years of time, or 80 years, or 90, or 100, or more. You have all of this time. Why not do something? Do you have anything better to do? We're all just waiting around to die. It's gonna happen to every single one of us. I don't think people really think about that enough. It's a simple question. Do you have anything better to do with your time? Either way, it's gonna pass. Either way, you're gonna die. You're going to be 6 feet in the ground someday. So I would think, wouldn't it be better to do something with your time than to simply sit around and kill it? I've never understood the concept of killing time. I don't understand why you'd want to do that. Why would you want to kill such a precious commodity? Time is the one thing that everyone always wishes they had more of. I'm sure if you asked 100 people on their deathbeds what's one thing they wish they had more of in life, and do you really think it's gonna be money when you think about it? And money helps in a lot of different ways, and of course it does. I mean, it's obvious it helps, but you know, money's not something you can take to the grave. You can only take the memories that you made from your life and the relationships that you forged. Those are the only things, hopefully, you can take to the grave with you. But I guarantee you that if you asked 100 people on their deathbeds, what was one thing that they wish they had more of in their lives, and I bet you that most of them are going to say that they wish they had more time. Time is a precious commodity. Time is the most precious commodity that we have. I don't think a lot of people realize that. Time is a million times more valuable than money ever could be. It's priceless. Time is priceless. We're always racing against time, and we're always checking the clock. Why would you want to waste something? Why would you want to kill something that's so important? I think that a much better way to utilize your time is, instead of thinking of the ways you can kill it, waiting around until your ultimate demise, how about a better way to go about it is to think, okay, how can I make the most out of every single second of the day? We have 24 hours in a day, but if you sit around and you waste it all and you kill that time, I guarantee you one day you'll look back on your life and you'll look back on the things that you wish you would have done with that time that you killed, and you regret it. And I've talked about regret in previous videos and how it's not something that I personally would want to take to the grave. It's unrealistic to think that you're going to have the full 24 hours unless you just never sleep and you're always taking like 5-hour energies. But we'll say you have about 18 hours in a day. I think a great way to start your day is to ask yourself, do I have anything better to do with my time? Because no matter what I do, I'll be dead one day. So I might as well make the most with every single second that I have. And once you start looking at those seconds as a precious commodity, as something that's priceless and something that's fleeting, something that's literally slipping through your fingers with every second that ticks on the clock, with every second that I make this video, it's time that I'm losing. But I don't feel too bad about it because I'm making the most of the time. I'm using that time at the very least. At the very least, you know, I'm doing something with that time. So if you're not doing anything with your time, you know, I would ask you to ask yourself that same question. Do I have anything better to do than to make something of my time? Because sitting around wasting it and finding creative ways to kill it is time wasted. And I can't think of a greater regret to take to my deathbed than staring up at the ceiling and telling myself, I wish I'd done more with the time I had. January's come to a close, but the year is still very brand new. It's still very fresh. If you didn't get everything accomplished that you wanted to in the first month, don't beat yourself up. You still have 11 more months to accomplish what you want to do. So I want to hear down in the comments. I want you guys to let me know what you're going to do with your time, what you're going to do with your potential. And so maybe you can start looking at every single new day. You can get up in the morning and you can look at every day as potential. This is all potential. You can look at your day as all of this time you have right here, and you can ask yourself how you can make the most of your time and what you can do with that time instead of just sitting around killing it. And maybe most importantly, you can ask yourself, do I have anything better to do? Keep being awesome, guys. Catch you in the next video.